Hey guys, we are back, episode 28. We were in consistent form weekly, but we had a bit of a lapse last week.
We had a setback. No. I take ownership of that one last week. That was me. I wasn't one last week, so it was best to stay away.
Well, to be fair, mate, it worked out for me well too because I've been flat, so it's good.
Okay.
Good week's break, mate.
Yeah.
So, hey, Az, what's going on?
Yeah, not much, mate. I'm glad to be back here with you as always. This is a real highlight of my week. I'm not being facetious when I say this. It is. I genuinely love coming in here and talking a bit of shit with you, mate. But also important stuff as well. We always talk about important stuff. So
yeah. That's true. No, I love it. It's to be fair, it's also it's a good mental release as well.
Yes,
have a conversation, recording it. It's also good for us to reflect on what we talk about.
Yeah,
not just for the general viewers, for us.
Yeah.
So what's been happening the weeks of Az?
No, not too much. Family life's good, mate. My boys, we've lost two on the trot now. So
one was a top side.
One was a top side, and look, to take nothing away from the side that beat us last week, Diamond Valley, they came to play, and we didn't quite rock up ready to play, and they put us under some heat, and we've just got to find a way to go away and get better now. The challenge is on us.
And to be fair,
probably shed some light on some things that you don't really sort of pick up too often when you've been winning more often than not.
Yeah, true that. It's like it's just because it seems on a certain ladder, you just don't know what's been going on behind the scenes. So we're a team sits on a ladder. It might not truly mean.
No, that's right.
Each week's a new week.
Yep.
Injuries, whatever.
No, that's right.
So that's where every week you got to play against the side as if they're going to give you everything they've got.
Correct. Exactly right, mate.
You guys will be all right. You'll rebalance and recalibrate.
Yeah, It gives a chance to tinker with a few things, personnel-wise and even tactically, if you will, and also just recalibrate as a group. Good. Cover off the mental and emotive side of things as well.
Yeah, good job. I'll tell you what, lucky I think we didn't do the podcast last week because I reckon I was fuming.
All right. Am I going to let you tee off here? You're stepping up.
Well, first thing,
hole one. You got the driver in your hand. Okay.
What do you think of the top?
It's a beautiful top. It's great.
Love it. Love the concept. It's out there.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And it's had great support too. So thank you everyone that's been really supportive and offering some really thoughtful words.
Very grateful. We've been lucky there, and especially to her mum and dad as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
coming off the long run, mate.
I get to
ball in hand.
I get to sit and enjoy a bit of basketball now. I'm not involved on the weekends.
Right, here we go.
So I go and watch a game.
Are we going to be sued after this?
No, I'm not going to name names.
Right.
But if you know, let's just say that I saw the utmost arrogance of a coach who forgot to coach his girls, was more worried about him and the people in the grandstand, thought he was bigger and better than the game of basketball itself. He's known for it. He's so consumed and worried about what everyone else is doing and not what he's doing.
Yeah.
His team was up by 22 in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Arrogance, comment, looking at people in the ground, staring them down, going, look at how good I am.
Yeah.
Was abusing his players while they were in control of the game.
Right.
However, they hit 10 3 balls in the first half.
Right.
Their inside interest was a struggling game.
Right.
So the calm control coach on the other end made an adjustment half time.
Yep.
Shut down the perimeter.
Yeah, so you ran him off 3-point line, essentially.
The 10 was up by 22, was outscored 50 to 12.
50 to 12 in the second half.
Coach was still giving his team absolute disrespect, lack of respect. He didn't respect the game.
Yeah.
Didn't respect his players. Was just absolutely selfish and thought he had the world at his feet for the first half. And then the crowd turned on him. His players were breaking and he just stopped coaching.
Wow. So, sorry, let me wrap my head around this a little bit.
I'm going to tell you where, who, what.
I'll
tell you what, this person needs to truly have a hard look at themselves.
Wow. Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes it can be a bit of, I've seen it and probably been in games where it's happened to me as a coach is where it's a bit of fool's gold. Your team comes out and pretty hot to trot and knocks down everything. You can be up 20, but it can be a bit of fool's gold. You know what I mean? The other team probably hasn't scored, probably hasn't made the adjustments as quickly as probably what they could have.
There's not dropping.
Correct. Yeah. So it could be a bit of a fool's gold lead sort of thing. So I've seen that before.
Oh, but
So-
his chest was out. He was, I've got this.
Oh, he was King Kong, and was he? He was doing these ones.
And his players
Oh no!
weren't doing that bad.
Oh.
And mate, the way he spoke to him, the crowd turned on him. And there was a crowd in this game in the end. And there he created this, and he created this division. He created this environment. The culture changed, the culture shift. The game was changed. It swayed. And to be fair, the other team maintained composure, maintained control, and just chipped away.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I feel for the other team because they were lost. They were breaking personally. They were too scared to show it.
Yeah.
And they were hesitant to even make a decision now
Yeah. Right.
because of the lack of true support that coach should have given.
Jeez. No.
That person knows who they are, and they know where I am. So I'm over this. Get over it.
Yeah.
Move on. Do your thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't worry about things you don't need to worry about anymore. Move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Grow up is what I'm saying. But I was just,
That's better. Talking to your mic a little bit for me.
I didn't say much either.
Yep.
But mate, the way he just, it's just crazy. And to be like, and you know what? If people allow that or the club allows that, I'm disappointed in the club.
Well, that's pretty strong words, Dazza. I mean,
It was disgraceful.
so we're talking a high quality game of basketball, I'd say.
Big V. We're talking about.
So we're talking about the semi-professional sort of league here, really, isn't it? Big V, NBL 1, whatever it is. I can't really distinguish the difference between the two if I'm being brutally honest right now. But yeah, okay. It's disappointing for that group of girls, I'm sure.
I fell for it.
Yeah.
I
So
can't say too much more. There's a bit more I know, but nothing can be said. But I think it was just, I witnessed it. The person needs to just move on with the issues that the person wants to carry and who is addressing it out. He forgot to coach the game.
Yeah.
He was coaching against people in the crowd.
yeah,
That's
right.
fact.
Okay.
I won't.
I don't.
I'll go a bit more personal, but I won't. I'll make it general. He didn't coach the game. He was worried about a certain person that was in the crowd.
Okay.
And that person enjoyed every moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he made a fool of himself.
Right.
Absolute fool.
Jesus.
If that's what you stand for, and
Yeah.
basketball clubs allow that, or the culture, I'm over it.
Yeah.
That's not what we stand for.
No, well, it's definitely not what we should be standing for across the sport. I feel sorry for, I'm guessing, the team that probably is, what's the word I'm looking for? They're looking for that role model, that coach that they can place their trust in the game. And a lot of good teams have that. I've found it and watching a lot of basketball now that it's been back over the last, a solid 6 months now, probably. The good teams that have a trust in their coach to make decisions not based on emotion, but just a feel for the game, small adjustments, but backs it in to do the job. They're the ones that ultimately come away being successful. Would that sound right?
Oh, absolutely. And if there were club representatives at this game,
Okay.
they saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's allowed
Yep.
to continue, that's a problem in itself.
So you're saying the club representative should have had the conversation and say this
I hope they
behaviour is
have, I hope they
unacceptable,
have,
and if we see it again, you can pack your bags. Essentially, that should be the message.
Yeah, not a warning, just that's it.
It goes to show they're not aligned. Well,
No,
think
no,
they're
just
not aligned.
that's what I just think that we sometimes forget. Even if it's at junior level, if you see coaches coaching in a way that's not acceptable and create a problem within the club and have a layer effect on those kids, which then becomes amplified across the club,
Mm,
you got to get that in check.
absolutely.
Because what happened that day is 100% unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's not just my view, but I'm the one speaking up as what I saw, but that was the whole crowd. It was amazing. I was just like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, right. So this probably goes back to what we've been talking about at different points over the last few podcasts around coaches coaching for themselves. So this sounds like an absolute prime example of that. Does that make sense? Just coaching for yourself. You got your point. You're trying to, I don't know, make a point or to prove on your own accord or skill or your ability to coach, but you're not actually coaching the game. You're coaching around the game and
Or-
grandstanding.
Now, this is probably going to make not sense. It's probably going to be confusing.
If I'm making
No, you're
more
right.
sense.
Sometimes, but what I think some of these coaches are doing, they're so worried about comparing themselves to others that I'm bigger and better. They try and prove that way too much.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter if you're better than coach A, B, or C and D. As long as you're doing what you're doing with the group you have.
Well, how do you know you're better than coach?
Some people think that
Yeah.
they're greatest. Like words go around and things get around, especially when you're in a personal training platform.
Oh, all right. So now we're starting to transition into it's about me pushing my brand so I can make my money out of
Correct.
what I do.
And then what I need to do is
Yeah.
be so against others that it takes away the real reason why we all do what we do. It becomes a conflict. It becomes a competition.
Yeah, which is rife across our sport right now, really, when we look at it.
Yeah, so it's a lot more than just coaching your team.
Yeah.
They're making a bigger issue because they're trying to stay worthy of what they offer.
Can I ask this question?
You can ask the question.
If the competition actually got to a point where it paid coaches to coach, it can be a part-time job, right? But, would people feel the need to run their own academy, set up individual and skew the sport away from it being about, the game itself rather than, to your point, what you just said before around I'm in this for myself and I'm going to prove I'm better than him, her, that person or the other, because that sort of culture is killing our sport right now. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, so I could actually probably speak because I'm probably in that part.
Yeah. So
If I'm at a club that's in a 15K race at my facility, right,
Mhm.
and I become a major player in that club, I could be in conflict because I'm trying to draw that attention to my personal business.
yeah.
When in fact, what I should be doing is saying, well, I want to be part of your club. I'll bring whatever I do here, there, and then we'll work together on networking and creating a development platform.
Yep.
That makes sense, yeah?
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
it's an us and them mentality.
Yeah.
So when you got people who are coaching and then doing a personal income on the side, it becomes a conflict.
Yeah.
So like you said, if you had a development platform, if I had coaches, not necessarily coaching as paid as coaching game day, let's use these coaches and run a development platform on a weekly basis.
Mm.
If you can bring the business in and we're developing the kids, we all should be doing this and putting it together.
Yeah.
But no, certain people want their own money. They don't want to share it. They don't work together. Actually, I won't go on there. There's another.
I'll go a step further. I think I can categorically say from what I've seen over the last 6 months again, that this is translated into why I'm just going to talk about Victoria here. Victoria at the highest level. So we were talking about our nationals teams a lot, haven't been up to scratch.
No. Who is actually developing the kids? And every time there's something wrong with a kid, we're going to blame.
We're going to
someone
blame.
else.
Yeah, exactly right.
So, I've said this before.
Not that there's anything specifically wrong with the kids. We should probably frame that a little bit. So we're going to blame the shortcomings of a player or players
skill
or whatever. They're lacking here or lacking there. And this is, every player is not perfect. So there's always going to be something. But we're going to pick apart this person, that person, the other person who possibly has an influence, just so you can beat your own chest and push your agenda and brand, I guess. Yes, that's why our sport is suffering right now in Basketball Victoria. It's starting to really cripple it because, and I'm fortunate enough to have a relationship with people that have been within the high end of the state programs and what over years gone by, and it's not. It's so hard for people to comprehend at the moment why it's not breeding as successful an athlete now as opposed to what it was 10, 15 years ago, even further back. Why? How has there been such a monumental shift in, I guess, elite level performance? We're only talking about elite level, but we can go down lower than that, Why has there been such a shift when players are more skilled than what they ever have been? They're exposed to so much more basketball than what they ever have been before, but yet performance is dropping off, and
people take away roles of players. So
can you explain that?
Yeah, I might have a great skill set.
Yeah,
so I look great out there, and I've got all the attributes needed for as a player. But then I walk on the court, and the coach says I can't shoot. I'm not allowed to do this. That's my role. There's just too many. There's not enough green lights. There's a lot of red lights. What I mean by that is, if you see the gap, you take the gap. If you open for the shot, take the shot. Some players are told they're not allowed to do certain things during the game. We're actually robotically teaching players in game situations. Of course, we're telling the kids are doing a lot of work now. They're having fun. But we're not getting to see these kids shine in their natural habitat. We're taking away, just because you're big, it doesn't mean you should be a 5-man.
Correct.
But what is the concept? The 1 to 5 man. Let's have this debate. You played before the 1 to 5 man was created, correct?
No, I probably played when there was set 1 to 5.
So you wasn't guards, forwards, and centre.
Yeah, it was guard, forward, centre.
Yeah, but it wasn't 1 to 5 man.
It was the same thing, isn't it?
Well, let's debate that. Since you've been given a number, the whole format changed.
This is where you got to be careful. You don't give an athlete a number.
But we have.
Specifically. Yeah, well, you shouldn't.
So when you go to state tryouts, they say, what number are you?
Yeah.
I'm a 3-man.
Yeah.
But what if you could be a 2 and a 1 man? They've asked you for a specific, but I'm a 1 to 4 man. I could be a 1 to 5 man. I could be a point guard who's 6'6" and play a 5-man role.
Yeah.
So I don't think what we've done is we have given numbers.
Yeah, right.
Which means that's the only role that we're supposed to play within the offensive structure.
The
rules are the 1 runs the point, the 2's the main guard, the 3's the off. Is that right? All that?
Yeah, in some systems.
Why can't we have 2 1s and 2 2s? And I'm getting
it's just the way it's drawn up. Yeah.
So my 2-man's on the right hand side, my 3-man's on the left hand side. Does that mean that my pro is my 2-man, or is my pro my 3-man? Well, that's my main shooter. It's hypocritical. It's contradictory to what we do.
Right.
All my players are shooters or dribblers or attackers or whatever. Is that right?
It depends on how you teach it. But
well, if I'm a guard who gets stuck on the inside, it's normally a guard on a guard, correct? If it's a mismatch, expose it.
Yeah, correct.
So if I have a 5-man on a 5-man, that could be out on the point.
Could be.
But we've done
that before.
You're a 5-man.
Yeah.
You're a 4-man. That's your role. That's my problem. Main kids thinks they can't go outside that number.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a kid. Let's keep it generic. I don't run the 1-man. I'm a 2-man, or I'm a 3-man. I said, what's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
We're just talking about responsibilities on the floor. That's all we're talking about.
The kids are thinking that I don't know how to play the 1-man.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play the 3-man. I don't know how to play the 4-man. What do you mean I don't play the 4-man?
Yeah. So we're saying the coaching's not great.
Oh, I think the system is struggling because of a format that we created.
Yeah.
If we went back to 5 players on the court, all 5 players play a role of, if you got to dribble, you can. If you can pass it, you can pass it. If you can shoot, you can shoot. If you can get inside and get a rebound, get a rebound. How's that sound?
Isn't that what we're doing?
Are we?
You
tell me, is that what we're doing?
Answer my question with a question.
If we run an offensive structure, you will say, you run the 5, you run the 4, you run the 3, you run the 2, you run the 1. So you walk on the court as that role player. For some kids, can that make them think that's all they're allowed to do?
Yes, if you don't coach it right. Now, I'll talk from my point of view. You know where I coach. We run a structured set of offense. So we are actually
structure. We understand that. Right?
Sorry?
There's nothing wrong with structure.
No, there's nothing wrong with structure. Everyone's got a different way of doing stuff. There's stuff that's been around for years and people do it, and there's stuff that's more modern and contemporary and people do it, and that's fine. But we run a structured offense where we actually paint a clear picture of who's in what sort of part of the floor or role there, whether it be 1, 2, 4, 3, whatever it is. But the onus is, and this is a really good thing about my club, so to speak, is it's on, and it's very clear to the coaches. We've got to coach our athletes to understand not just their role in the system, but the system as a whole. Does that make sense? So the responsibilities of the players that are around you on the floor doesn't mean that you're always going to be this certain player type. You're gonna obviously have the ability and the opportunity to expand your game and fill a number of roles.
So, question for you: when you run your offensive training sets,
Yeah.
do you let your 5-man run the 1-man spot at training?
I'm in the luxury where I've got two 6'7" guys that are growing to be big boys. So they're probably not going to play point guards.
But you know my point. In
Yeah.
a generic view,
In a generic view, if you've got a 6'4" 5-man, there's no reason why you can't have that young athlete run the point guard.
Because if the big guy comes out, he gets the first cut. He gets open to the lane.
Yeah.
He exposes the slow big man that he's up against, right?
Yeah, of
And he's a
course.
smart player. He gets to understand what the 1-man role is.
Yes.
When he goes back to this 5-man role, he knows what the 1-man's looking for and doing it, so you can actually set yourself up better.
Mm-hmm.
So you should train. Everyone should train every role to understand the role properly by executing the role. Why is Perth Wildcats so good with their flex offense?
Because they got Bryce Cotton.
No, you're right. Bryce Cotton.
He is unbelievable.
He didn't shoot well the other day.
No, he didn't. They win or lose.
Oh, they lost in the end. No, but they're up 18. But to be fair, Solnau stepped up and had 20 in the first half. That scout report wouldn't have shown that.
No.
Steinel, what's his name?
Steinel.
Yeah. But then when he's not up and someone else steps up,
Yeah.
Bryce Cotton will know when to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
So their offense shows anyone at one time could be a shooter, an inside player, a dribble, whatever.
They're
A creator.
Yeah, they're so well drilled at reading what the defense is giving them, and that's an art form as coaches that we haven't been great at.
To read the game.
Yeah, to coach that.
So
That's my observation in sport right now.
someone
and that's
gave me
why-
the other day, she goes, Darren, she's enjoying what I'm doing. I won't say because I don't want to bring names in. She goes, you create chaos at your training first, don't you? I said, yep. So it wasn't a word I've ever used. I create chaos, get them to see what they see naturally, and then we started to break down what they're seeing, what they're not, and what they're exposing to. And then we started to create a concept around that, and then try and implement the offense around that. So we get them in their natural habitat while trying to build a base around where they're comfortable and what suits their needs.
Yeah.
Instead of me just coming, I've got an offense, that's what I'm going to run.
Mm-hmm.
I see what the kids have, where they're at. So we create chaos, movement, run, cut, move, just be. And before you know it, they're actually creating spacing, and it doesn't mean I'm right, but I give everyone an opportunity to see what they see in their natural habitat.
Yep.
Before I start telling them what they should and shouldn't do. I'll say it's right.
Yep.
But one thing I'll give the opportunity to give them all the chance to show what they have and where they best show it. Is there inside game, outside
That's
game?
incumbent on us as coaches. I don't,
Yeah, but I think it's not that. All jokes aside, I don't think I see enough of that. I see a lot of you must do this, execute that. It's structured. It's the way we run. It's how it's got to be run. Not you have an option of a green light. If there's a better option outside that, run it.
Absolutely.
A lot of kids are should I, shouldn't I? And I understand that some of them just need to take.
They're so afraid to make a mistake, though.
So it creates indecision. It creates self-doubt. It creates impacts on the layer effect.
Yeah. So it comes back to the coaching, huh? It does. You can't say it doesn't. This is all.
No. I'm not trying to be more. I'm expanding more. Maybe it's based on the clubs who allow this to happen from the coaches.
There's a lot of clubs then.
You get my point. Like, are we actually addressing as a club? And I don't know the answer. I'm just putting it out there as a hypothetical thinking approach. Are we looking at all our trainings? Are we looking at how come that team has stood still for 15 minutes? How come we're running a drill where those three of those girls haven't even got an opportunity to be part of that drill?
Mm-hmm.
How come we're running an offensive concept and yet three of those players have only watched the offensive concept because we went too far into the concept with the same players?
Yeah, I get you.
Are we addressing
No.
the flow and the involvement and inclusiveness of every player in their training? And what are we getting out? Are we getting energy training? Are we getting effort training? Are we getting commitment training? Are we getting structured training? What are we getting? Are we getting basic fundamental training every week?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
I would say majority no. I'm going to pump up my own club here. I find that we've got our directors of coaching that are really involved with what we do, practice court wise.
So what did you do
To watching
yesterday?
games as well.
Why is it looking like that? How come we got this?
I get challenged quite regularly on. So it'll be a point of view. Hey, I'm seeing this. Why? Explain that to me. Why? And I can explain that, and that's fine. But the conversation opens up to a point where, well, have you thought about doing it this way to perhaps get this? And that's the great conversations that you need to have. Too many people are scared to have those conversations. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
And that's why a majority of clubs and the people that are meant to be directors of coaching or boys leads, girls leads, whatever it is, they don't do that. They just sit, observe, watch, maybe make a mental note or a physical, I don't know, but they won't address it past there. They won't challenge their coaches past there.
And to be fair, on the flip side, I can understand why people will be uncomfortable to approach people.
Well, don't be in the role then.
No, I get that, right? No, I get that. But when it comes down to when I challenge someone and then they don't like what they get, sometimes the support's not given by a club. You're actually stuck on your own. There should be support on this. Sometimes some coaches think they're far bigger and beyond the club itself. Then we're scared to lose coaches. So sometimes I can see why a certain role is hard to manage if you haven't got the full support of the board or club.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some people who just think, I've been here for 50 years. Why would you even give me any feedback? I don't need feedback.
Right.
I don't need to be taught. I don't need to know I don't need to know what you're thinking. I've been doing this for 50 years.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that doesn't happen. Don't. He's a steward of the club. He's been here for let him get. Leave him alone. He's done so much for this club. We don't want to upset him and lose that. Well,
no person's bigger than a club.
But unfortunately, some people think they are. Especially a certain person I saw 2 weeks ago thinks they're bigger than the club.
Yeah,
I think the club
that
means approach that because they'd be too worried about what he might respond to or what he might do on social media.
Right.
That's just me throwing something out there.
You've thrown a big one out there today.
So all these that come down is what I'm trying to ask is I give a lot of respect to people doing things volunteers and trying to run a club for the right reasons.
Yeah.
I understand what each role is hard to implement and hard to manage because it's so big, we have lost control. If you get control early, the spot fires become easy to put out. But I think that there's too many, not spot fires, big raging bonfires everywhere. It's hard to work out what's my focus, and we lose track. Another year goes by, we get back on the court, another year goes by. A club just needs to stop, restructure, rebrand, refocus, realign, recalibrate.
Yeah.
Not many clubs doing that. Let's stop and really understand our values, our core mission statement. What do we stand for? What are we about? And how can we start again and get it right?
Yeah.
I think we're too far in. It's just like a revolving door.
I think we're coming out of the COVID break and we're just going, we'll continue on the same old. We're back. That's great. Yeah, it's great to be back. The landscape's changed. Things have changed. Athletes have changed. Coaches have changed.
Well, it's not great, Max. I'm doing a lot of people that aren't just TS members. They're coming here for the wrong reasons. I'm not saying club's fault. Kids aren't great.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, as in being back. Sorry, just playing.
That's what I mean. People think we're all back. Yeah, but we're struggling.
Yeah, so we've come back. We've let the horse bolt straight out of the gate and haven't really given a second thought to what the purpose and how of what we're doing. But yeah, like you said, we'll be in that cycle now where we're chasing our tail year to year, aren't we?
Well,
yeah, clubs need to make a stand.
And I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm just going to put it as a generic. So when we got back on the track, did we go back to the basic fundamentals?
No. Come on.
We go straight into structure.
No, we went straight into X's and O's and structure and whatnot. The majority, I would say.
So you see what I'm getting at?
I see exactly where you're getting at.
I'm not saying that I know all the answers. I don't. I just have the opportunity to do this, but I'm just doing what I do here. But as an overall view, I just think that more alignment, more cohesiveness, more sharing, more caring, and more, let's be upfront and honest. And what's the best for the kids?
People won't be honest. But that's a lost trait.
That's half the problem. I'm too scared to be honest with you because I might lose the opportunity there. I don't want fractions. I don't want divide. But I want an honest person. Just honesty. Not a person who wants to say what you want to hear.
Don't take people into your club that are going to be precious like that. Just don't take them. The other part, I think, there's an element of this that causes this problem is clubs want as many teams competing as they can. To have 9, 10 teams in an age group is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
Rep Bars has lost prestige because of this.
Yeah, I think you should be invited to Rep. That's what we discussed before.
Yes.
I want an invite. Not if I rock up and I pay my fees, I'm going to play. And I'm going to wonder why I'm playing a Rep program. I have a 10th coach. Nothing against the coaches who put their hand up.
But yeah, you're right. These coaches generally be perhaps domestic level coaches.
So then we've got to run more development platforms in the club to try and, you know what? If we did the right measures for the right reasons and create a representative program for what meant to be designed for,
Yeah.
we wouldn't need to have all these development programs.
Correct.
We'd have time to put into the program. Director of coaching has got to do that over the whole board of people. That's a hard job to do. Now, we had 4 teams or 3 teams per age group. You can manage,
Yes.
assess, play depth charts, all the things you need to do. But you have to do play depth charts on kids who are on a 9th side. What's their notes going to be?
Yeah. No, you didn't.
So why are they part of the program? Are they the future of the club? No.
Money.
So if they were in there 12 5s, 14 6s, 18 5s. What's that telling me? They're not the future of the what? The pathways.
Yeah.
But no, we allow that. There's no way underage program should be having 6 sides.
Correct.
2. Maybe 3.
Maybe a third. If
The
you
top age and bottom age, and you got youth league program coming through. I get all that.
yeah.
You don't want to lose them.
Mm,
2 to 3, surely.
sure.
16.
By the time you get there.
3 to 4, surely. 14s and 12s, put them out there.
Put them out there.
No, because you just some kids develop so late. Yeah, I was seeing late bloomers. So
Yeah, I would say 16
Get
need
him-
more
get
than
him- get him
3.
committed
I
to what
think
basketball
5,
stands
4 to 5 if you can afford to resource up.
but I'm getting it. All right.
Mm.
So that's what I think. The problem is we've overcommitted, we're under resourced, and we can't get the programs in place. We've got to add more development platforms, which means the kids have to do more.
Yeah.
They're tired, they're frustrated, and they're getting mixed messages.
It's a problem. Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, to be fair.
No.
Oh no,
We do know what the answer is. I think we've put the answer out there. But people
But I
think
feel
we're just they won't listen to it anyway.
I feel that the administration will for the right reasons. The guys who are trying to do the right things, and you're getting sticking points from people who've got their own agendas.
Yep.
I just think, do you want to be part of this club? Do you follow the philosophies and the values that we stand for? Are you aligned with what we're about? Come join the program.
Mm.
But if you step outside that and you don't want to follow that, see you later.
Fair call.
No, it's just not, oh, they go pay fees. No, if they don't think they're aligned with what we stand for, but we're saying business. If we have an argument about where we're going, we're in partnership. Go back to your MVV. If what you're discussing is not aligned with that, the conversation just ceases
Mm-hmm.
because that's what you created and that's what you stand for.
Correct.
That aligns. That actually helps align the debate. If you're outside that, well, there's no debate. It's not part of our alignment.
Yeah.
So why are we wasting time fighting that fire?
Mm.
So
Good question, mate.
I'd love the opportunity to be part of something like that. But
Contact Aaron Hindle. 04 what?
well, you can,
So you can find his number on Transition
A
Sport.
certain person has that number, and I want them to ring me. The arrogant piece of, you know what?
Oh, jeez. All right.
Unbelievable. I just can't believe it.
Yeah. Can we shift gears? I just want to.
Go, are we manual auto?
I'm an auto. I don't know how to drive manual.
Or you a clean,
Now, my wife tried to teach me how to drive
so
manual
you can't
car.
do a manual?
No, absolutely not. And I'm pretty sure I did her head in when she was teaching me how to do it. I was definitely grinding the gears there.
You know what he was? I had a manual when I first started, right? 5-speed auto Commodore. And I bought a automatic.
Yeah.
Because I used to, down
Did
here,
you
and
shift
I went
it in
straight from drive to park. So I was going down, you go up.
Yeah.
I went bang, bang, I couldn't understand. I nearly blew my transmission. Anyway, one of many stories of ours.
Oh,
So what
jeez.
are we changing gears to? Direction?
I want to talk to you. So we're talking a bit about levels here. Can you tell me, because you've been watching more basketball, what's the difference between Big V and NBL 1 right now?
Is that a trick question?
What's the difference?
I don't think Big V. I think it's dropped off. Big V's dropped off.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually anywhere near where it was.
Yeah.
And NBL 1 now is all people want to go for, aspire to, and they're trying to bypass the champ men or champ women. The level's nowhere near it.
Yeah.
Now, I can understand that there's no imports for a lot of clubs.
Hasn't that been exposed by not having imports?
Yeah, and then you're relying on, then with that happens, you're then relying heavily on your youth league to fill your champ or NBL 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really know where each program's at because you're trying to fill the spots.
Yeah.
But Big V, there's another problem coming with UBL.
Bring it.
Yes,
Build that up.
There's a problem there. I'm enjoying watching the UBL. I love what they've already done already.
Yeah, and it's, I'm going to say, so professionally done.
And you know
The
what-
coverage, the layout of it, the set out of it, the touch feel, it's brilliant.
And what's changed when it comes to youth league? What's changed? Actually, what's changed besides champ men and women? What has changed that you can't now no longer access the games? So
You can't access anything.
I can't get on thinking, okay, say my daughter.
Yeah, well,
I missed a game. I missed a game.
Yeah.
I can't get on YouTube and watch it. Every game was uploaded by Tuesday. That doesn't happen anymore. It goes through Huddle, goes to the clubs, but your general public can no longer have an invested interest in watching their kids play. Where UBL, it's live, it's commentated, it's professional, it's replay, it's action, it's everything. Why have we stopped doing the videos?
because we're not resourced.
But we were.
No, we're not now.
Right. Because the champ is streamed live.
Yeah, so NBL 1 falls under the NBL banner, correct?
Yep.
So Big V falls under Basketball Victoria banner.
Right.
What the hell's going on? It's so bad right now. The level of play between the two is bad and probably exacerbated because there's no imports, but that's showing exactly where our depth is at. These people that are meant to be pushing up into our professional pathways don't know what that is, but someone might be able to feed that to me one day. We've got 9 NBL teams.
Right.
8, whatever it is. The 10th coming in with Tassie. And then we've got Big V, where you can't access games. The stats don't come up. There's been so many issues, but we're not resourced now. So you're running a league that's meant to be pushing our athletes up in the pathways from a pure Basketball Victoria standpoint, and everyone has made the observation, maybe too scared to say it. The standard is shit. It's shit.
I'll tell you, I mean,
not disrespecting the players, but the standard and the way in which it's run, the product it's crap. I'm sorry. It needs so much work right now.
Well, I've got the luxury of being close to UBL. No, when I say close, I'm daughter play.
Yeah, you got a bit of invested interest.
And I can see that taking over the youth age of players.
Yeah.
Because
that'd be pretty cool.
You're not playing weekends. You get the travel. It's all covered. You're not paying fees. Uniforms.
Why do they do that? Is that because universities have better money coming in?
$5 million was invested in this.
So what's Basketball Victoria doing?
So let me tell you this. So UBL. So they went for a game.
Yeah.
They went to Sydney for 2 games. They played on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Mm.
Now the finals front will decide next week. So the week after, all the teams that make the top 4 go to Sydney, play from the round, play in the semis on the say Tuesday, grand final Wednesday.
Mm.
Now I'm also seeing the engagement of the men who watch the girls are watching the boys. So it's always the girls or supporting and cheering, not racing home because they're there anyway.
Yeah.
And they're still going to be home at night.
Yeah.
They're not racing home to a 21st or a family game or whatever on a Saturday night or Friday night. So they've got to come and go.
Yeah.
The crowds have dropped off.
Yeah.
Everyone's running in and out. The UBL is on a Monday to Friday. The kids aren't forking out money.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting the exposure. They're getting opportunity. Not paying for a cent. The accommodation's paid for, airfare's paid for, food's paid for.
Wow.
Let's say the student accommodations. It's not like 5-star grand.
Yeah.
But if this gets bigger and better, schools might start to offer scholarships.
Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah,
now we're starting to follow the American model a bit, aren't we, with that?
Media people learn to become part of the media.
But the thing is, they're giving their students
opportunity to use their skills.
Use their skills in the media production of it all.
Management.
Isn't this great? Isn't that real growth for the sport? Now, this is the bone I have to pick. Why aren't we doing this? Basketball Victoria, Big V. This is a platform that's just gone to the waste. And I don't know what the benefit of it is now.
I want to ask a question. With the NBL 1, the thing I have issues with all this is Basketball Australia, Basketball Victoria, everyone's a separate governing body. Right?
I think they're all trying to.
If I was creating an NBL 1 concept, I'd want a strong feeder program for the NBL 1 concept. But if you just want to build that, make that the glory, and think this is all going to, and this falls apart, that will fall apart eventually. Because you're not going to get the players get the opportunity to try and make it to NBL 1.
Yep.
And we're going to get them all from college.
Yeah. Well,
I'll go signing. So what we're doing now, which is, it's good. I'm not saying it's good. I don't know if it's good or bad. We're signing NBL players to play NBL 1, right?
yeah, that's going to
Then I'm
start happening.
signing college players who are coming back to play. So what's happening with all the other kids? Are saying, but I didn't choose to go to college. I'm not playing NBL, but I'm good enough. When you look at me, we're signing big names to play NBL 1. And what I'm hearing in money-wise, it's a lot of money.
Really?
For the coach? Well,
So the money's out there.
For the NBL concept.
So the money's out there.
Well, I think it's a lot, mate. Maybe they think it's nothing.
No, well, but what I'm saying, the money is out there.
Well, yeah.
We keep getting told there's no money.
Well, they're paying. Well,
Oh,
I'd like
that's
to
a load
know
of
the
crap.
signs of when you sign certain NBL players, what do you think they're going to play for $5,000? Do you think they're going to play for $10,000?
You keep hearing there's no money.
And the coaches.
That's the message. So
So
it's bullshit.
I'm trying to work out is what is the NBL 1 trying to create? And why is there creating a difference between NBL 1 and Big V? And why is the spread of talent dropping off?
Great question. Our competition don't support our talent.
I think all programs should be supported. So AFL, why do you think there's a lot of flaws in all sports?
Mm.
But AFL ensure things go back to local league. So
They do.
one banner, they try and
For all their faults, yes, they do.
correct. They're not all clubs have to survive on their own. I get that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to implementing
Yeah.
structure and whatever, let's make sure we get that through.
We get that back
all
through the
AFL
grassroots. Yes.
Grassroots.
Yeah.
Basketball's all separate bodies.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's us against them.
Mm-hmm. So when are we actually going to turn the wheel here and go, we've got to change what we're doing? Because our sport is hurting. Participation is as high as it's ever been, domestic level. And I'm fortunate enough to see my son start playing domestic now. He's 9. There's kids everywhere playing basketball, got a basketball in their hand, got a hoop in their backyard, going down the park, whatnot. But our upper level is struggling in quality of participation, quality of the setup, quality of the product. How? There's big questions that have got to be asked. And there's some people who are sitting in some really comfy chairs that you need to fix this
You need
now.
the people who really care and genuinely
Well,
passionate.
it's lining their own pockets or whatnot. I don't know. I can't work it out.
Us and their mentality. That's what it is.
Come on, guys. Let's fix this. Call me and Dazza. We're keen to
Dude.
help.
Collaborate.
We've got so
share.
many ideas.
Yeah,
But
but
so
share.
many great people do, but they don't. They people don't want to hear it.
I don't think it's hard to develop a person. I don't think it's hard to develop a team. I don't think it's hard to implement a
Oh,
culture
yeah.
that's non-negotiable.
Mm.
I mean, non-negotiable.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard. When you pay your fees, you're committing to something. But on the flip side, if I'm paying my fees, I
I expect
I get the same.
I expect to get quality back the other way. Correct.
So in theory,
Mm.
if I have my kids in the 10th side,
Oh, 3 minutes. Sorry.
right, and I pay fees, I should expect the same.
Yeah.
Not a half court, back court at high school somewhere
Correct.
where no one's going to see me.
Correct.
No one knows me.
Yes.
But I pay the same fees for less opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Explain one. And then for me to get better, you want me to pay another program within your program.
Yeah.
When you should be coming to my training to help my coach out, make me become better.
Yeah. It just sounds easy. I just don't know why we are stuck in this funk or this constant cycle of where
That's
we're at.
why I'm close to walking away.
Oh, please don't.
No, I'm not.
People need you.
Hey, all jokes aside, I don't mean that. I've had enough because I'm tired. My health's been bad last 2 weeks.
Mm.
I just think that, you know what? The majority just don't want to change. Majority just want to do it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Certain clubs are building super clubs because they think they're going to be better. Develop your club, but don't buy your club.
Yeah.
Develop your club. Create the talent. If kids come to your program just off their own, great. It means you're getting a good reputation, but don't try and drag them to your club. Let them come off their own accord.
Yep.
Because of what they heard or what they've seen. Just build your club and people will come.
They're out there.
Build
They're
this
playing.
build, and they will come.
Build it. And he will
They'll
come.
come. All right, love yous. As got to go.
That's the topic when we post it. Build it. He will
How you
come.
feel?
Yeah.
I feel
We got a
frustrated.
bit off our
I
chest,
feel
but
frustrated.
well, we've offered solutions. But again, people won't listen. I hope they listen to it and take a bit of advice from it because we're close to it. We're at the coalface with it. We experience it. We're so close. We're in amongst it. But yeah, something needs to change.
All right, guys. I hope this gets through. Again, doesn't mean we're right, but we do see a lot. We're luckily, and
We're right.
I see a lot. It's not because we see it from now. We are involved heavily. We are in.
Yeah. Consult the people that are heavily invested in it and into it. Like, get their opinions, get their feels, get them together. Like,
And
let's
you know
get some great minds together and work this out.
And you can gauge who's in it for the right reason.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's
Yeah.
not hard to read those people.
Yeah. And stop. Yeah.
All right. Love yous.
See you guys.
Take care.
See you next week.
Another one done, Dustin. We'll see you in about 10 weeks because we're out of sync. See you guys. All the best. Bye.